Hello and welcome to The Witch's Brew. I am your host, Amanda, and let's get to it. We have my bowl and fire safe plate, so you know that we're about to do a candle spell. And this one is for attracting wealth and abundance. I will say, this spell is pretty loaded with herbs. There are a couple things that you can substitute. As always, use what you have. All right. And kind of go from there. So let's get started. Obviously, as usual, you will need your fire safe dish, a bowl for mixing herbs, a green candle, obviously a lighter. You'll need some sort of anointing oil. I have I don't know how well you can see that, the money drawing oil from Art of the Root. Almond oil works really great for drawing in money, and olive oil works really great for peace. On the candle, we're going to put basil, peppermint, or mint, ground cinnamon, and oats. All right. On the plate, you're going to need more oats. Now, you could also substitute this with rice. We're going to have whole cloves, jasmine, patchouli, lavender, violet, and salt. Now, if you do not have whole cloves, you could also use ground cloves and go ahead and put that on the candle. And then for crystals, we have 6. We have green aventurine, citrine, obsidian, moss agate, clear quartz, and blue lace agate. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Oh, I will say, if you do not have violet leaf, you could also use chamomile. That also would work very well. Very similar attributes. I don't know if I mentioned this, but instead of oats on the plate, you could also put rice. All right, let's start with our herbs for the candle. I usually try to add the chunkiest first. All right, basil for wealth. Just go ahead and crunch a bunch of that up. I will say, if you're using store-bought basil, you likely will not have to crunch that up. Oats. Both of those are for wealth. Mint. Also for wealth. And ground cinnamon, also for wealth. And if you don't have ground cinnamon, just use cinnamon sticks on the plate. All right, that is all that goes on the candle. Mix, 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 mix. All right. Before we grab our plate, we're going to grab our candle. I'm going to shake this up a bit. And go ahead and put some on your candle without trying to make a giant mess. That all over. So your candle is nice and covered. Your herbs will stick. All right, and then we are going to put our stuff on our candle. Again, as usual, we are not looking for perfect. We're just looking for done. Here is mine. There we go. Only have a couple oats on there, but it's fine because we're going to put the rest on the plate. Speaking of plate, we'll grab that. Melt the bottom of the candle. I almost said the bottom of the can. And see if that's going to stick. There we go. All right. We have our salt. And as usual, we're just going to place this around the perimeter. And of course, this is for protection. Again, we're not looking for perfect here, but we are looking for a solid line. All right, we're going to take oats. Just put them around the plate. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the herbs from the bowl on the plate as well. Then we're going to add the rest of our stuff. So we're going to do a violet leaf or violet for calm. My purpose in writing this spell was not only to bring in abundance, but wealth and abundance, but also to calm our nerves around money. All right. Our final 3 herbs, again, unless you already added ground clove to your candle, but you can certainly add it to the plate too if you want. We have jasmine, patchouli, and cloves. All of these are for wealth. I'm not doing mine in any particular order. We'll just do the patchouli first because that's the one I grabbed. Also, I don't use patchouli super often because I try to keep it to most stuff that can be easily found, like a grocery store. But I do love how patchouli smells. One of the spirits over here likes it too, because they're just like, you should use it more. All right, cloves are going to be next. Now, typically I use these in my protection spells, but they are also... That was very strange. I do not know when my camera cut out. That's super annoying. Okay. We'll talk to the spirits later. Like I said, I do not know when that cut out. So I have on the plate oats on the base layer for wealth. Then I added the rest of the herbs from our bowl. On top of that, I put violet leaf and lavender to calm our anxieties around money. Then on top of that, we have patchouli, which honestly is a great all-around herb. Smells very good too. Clove, which is, I typically use it for protection, but it's really great for wealth and abundance. And now we're going to put jasmine. I'm blaming the spirits. There's no other reason why that should have cut out. Oh, okay. Like I said, the energy around here has been so weird. Okay, so jasmine for wealth. I actually sent a message to Chris last night because I heard someone walking around in the hallway. My husband wasn't home. He was photographing a wedding. My son is 2 and was in his crib. Both dogs were in bed with me. And like my one dog, she isn't really fazed by anything like that at all. And that's not the first time it's happened, but that time she actually like lifted her head up, barked, and then continued to grumble about it. Anyway, let's add crystals to our plates. And spirits, can you not turn off the camera again, please? Please. Thank you. All right. So green aventurine for money. And I'm sorry, I did not explain what I was doing. I'm just putting these inside the salt circle. All right. So we have green aventurine for money, citrine for money as well, blue lace agate to calm our nerves and anxieties around money, clear quartz to amplify our intentions, obsidian for protection, and moss agate for money. All right, before I light this, I do work with spirits. If you do not, that's fine. You can skip ahead. Spell still works without them. But I'm going to go ahead and call in some spirits. Okay. Hermes, Persephone, Hades, Hecate, Lilith, Nyx, Athena, Artemis, Hephaestus, Thoth, Aphrodite, Zeus, Poseidon, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Saint Lawrence, Saint Martha, Archangel Ariel, Haniel, Vivasil, Okapi, Ra, Demeter, Hathor, the goddess Isis, the Morrigan, Lucifer. He usually gets mad when I forget to include him. Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Apollo, St. Francis. Hera. Detroit. I also call in my ancestors, my loved ones who are no longer with us on the physical plane, as well as the spirits who are assisting me. Horus. As well as other deities that would like to assist in this spell work. And my spirit team, if I didn't say that. Pretty sure I did, but I definitely could be mistaken. Okay. So I actually did write an incantation. Sorry, my head feels so weird. I actually did write an incantation at the time that I wrote this spell. So we will read that, and then if they have something to add, they will add it. All right. Just sneeze. Okay. Money, wealth, and prosperity come to me in abundance 3 times 3, harming none as it comes my way. I call upon money to flow towards me with ease. The money in my bank account only grows with each passing day. Okay. So they're also adding, every cent that I spend comes back to me tenfold. And then I think they want me to do some affirmations. My financial goals are within my reach. I choose to operate in an abundance, frequency, and mindset. Money flows towards me like water from a tap. I am open and willing to take on new financial opportunities. The universe and the gods love to spoil me and love to bring me money. My bank account only increases every time I look at it. My financial worries are a thing of the past. I embrace new financial opportunities with excitement. All right. So if you have some sort of business, this will apply to you. If not, you can work it in a way that it will apply to you anyways. My business ventures always work out for me. I do not have to work hard in order for money to flow towards me. Money comes to me even when I'm sleeping. I do not have to overwork myself or prove myself, because money is always finding new ways to come to me. So Modabi, we are going to let this candle burn down. I will not film all of that. I will likely just end the video here. So when your spell is done, you can do with the remnants however you see fit. Some people like to bury their spells. Some people simply throw them away. There have been some in the past where we made spell jars out of the rest of them. This would be another great one to do that, especially if you're feeling the energy is particularly strong. But what you do with it is totally up to you. If I'm being completely honest with you, mine will likely sit on this plate for a couple days or weeks before I finally throw it out. But yeah, this would be a great time to do more money affirmations, to do divination for money, to write out financial goals, whatever you see fit. I'm actually going to work on some stuff for my business while I'm letting this candle burn down. So let me know if you try it, how it goes for you, if you made any substitutions. I would love to know what you substituted it with, just out of my own curiosity. And I will see you again next time. Bye.